Holy fucking shit. What the fuck was that shit, man? That was fucking insane, dude.
Hello, everyone. Raven here, in case you didn't know who the woman is up here with Zach. In case you thought that it was some imposter, it is I.
Oh, of course. Who else would it be but the Raven McMaven?
I don't know. I just didn't want people to get mad at you and start messaging me and being like, there's some bitch up there with Zach.
Hell no.
It's me.
Hell no.
Zach asked me to jump on here and help with the interview.
Yeah, we just got done blasting fucking Larcenia Roe. That was actually one of their older tracks. I'm saving their new tracks for after the interview.
Such a badass band.
But yeah, I was listening to that track in my truck actually on the way home after going down to the beer store, and I was like, God damn, this is fucking heavy as fuck. I was cranking it up, and people were they were giving me weird looks, like they were disgusted and scared, and it made me laugh, and it was like,
that's what you want.
I turned it up louder. But yeah, I think we should call Ryan up right now and see what the fuck is going on.
Let's do it. Are you struggling? We're getting it. Nobody worry.
How's it going?
Ryan, dude, what's going on, man?
Oh, just ate some food. I'm hanging out. I'm like half asleep, but we got caffeine in me. I'm good.
Hey, yeah. I'm here too, Ryan. This is Raven. How are you?
Hey, Raven, how's it going?
Well, hanging in there. It's Friday night, so always happy about that.
Hell yeah.
Always excited for Friday.
And before we get started, before I forget, I just got off the phone with Columbus from Divisive, and he wanted me to be certain to tell you hello.
Oh, yes. I love my boy Columbus.
We just talked for about an hour while he was on the treadmill, but he wanted me to, he said, tell Ryan hi.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He's the dude.
He's awesome.
He
He's
is.
Good guy.
He is, man. Columbus, he fucking knows everybody, man.
Yeah, anybody you can think of. Columbus is like, oh yeah, I know them, we're cool.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, so tell us what's going on in the world of Larcenia Roe, man. You guys got these two new singles that you dropped. You got the new record coming soon.
Yeah, things have been very, very busy. Obviously, like you mentioned, the singles have been rolling out. We had Carolina Crowd Killer with our buddy Dustin from Filth.
Yes.
Band from the Carolinas. That was received really, really well. This has kind of introduced our kind of revamped sound from our debut EP. And people kind of got the vibe that we were going for. And then we totally threw a curveball at everyone and dropped Lip Split. And really just kind of had some fun with it.
That's my favorite so far.
It's definitely a different track for us. We're having fun with it. We all love slam, so we wanted to kind of bring out some of those elements. The music video is kind of almost a parody in a sense, but we just wanted to have some fun. But that song surprisingly has even taken off even more than Carolina Crowd Killer did. So seems like every step of this rollout has been better than expected, and we're very, very excited for our next single to drop, which will be on the 17th actually. So that will be Eggy Mess featuring Vulvodynia.
Oh hell.
Which would be really, really cool, and that was my first time ever announcing that, so you guys got the first little...
Oh, yay! Exclusive.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
What was I about to say? Oh, you mentioned Filth. We're really excited. Filth is actually headlining our festival this year.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we put on the Tennessee Metal Devastation Music Fest, and... yeah, they're going to headline it, and I think we've got Divisive on there too. And speaking of festivals, you guys have some coming up as well. I think I saw you're playing Michigan. Are there any others?
Yeah, we got Michigan on the schedule. We have a few big things that are unannounced that we're not able to announce yet.
Gotcha.
but that'll be coming up towards the end of the summer. So we're very, very excited for that. We do have the Bleeding Hearts Ball in Gastonia, North Carolina, coming up next weekend on the 19th, and then we have our album release show. We're playing with Angel Maker, so I'm very, very excited for that. That's going to be on May 16th in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's kind of like we're from Raleigh, but that's kind of where all the deathcore happens in the state. So we're very, very excited for that. And then we'll have the whole album out, which comes out that same day, May 16th. It's called Extraction. Us, the label, Unique Leader, we're extremely excited about what we're going to be putting out with it. Singles have done really well, but going forward, I think the album's going to give listeners a full grasp of what our brains are really thinking. And, you're going to see some curveballs in there. You're going to see the false endings, the jump scare stuff, but you're also going to have some groove in there. You're going to have some hip-hop influence, not directly, but you'll be able to kind of get a little bit of vibes that are a little different for Larcenia Roe. So very, very excited to see how that's received, and really, really excited to get it all out.
Hell yeah.
That's really, really, really awesome. And I can't wait to see if you guys are playing somewhere near us. I don't know if you are, but definitely in the near future, we got to get you down here to play the Tennessee Devastation. Yeah,
I mean, we've played Nashville before, but we're still yet to kind of delve out. We've only done one true official tour to date, so like one full-length tour. So we have a lot of exciting things to announce very, very soon. But we're planning on hitting a lot more shows and expanding that. So yeah, we'd certainly love to make another trip over.
Heck yeah! Well, we were noticing, Zach and I were laughing because I can't remember what we were doing. We were listening to you guys on Spotify a couple weeks ago, and we saw your numbers, and obviously really impressive numbers. And then was it yesterday or the day before? I had them on Spotify listening.
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
numbers have just like shot up. Like you guys have like so much momentum right now.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it comes out to obviously just the rollout. We've been working with PR, and the labels really kind of giving us a lot of help on just making sure that we have the right guidance, and the music videos we've released as well have made a big impact. My buddy Garrett Barefoot helps him, and I do a lot of kind of ideas. I give him an idea, and he directs and edits a beautiful video for us. Arguably beautiful. Not everyone thinks our stuff. But it's given us, the tools to create really good content, and people have been sharing it like crazy. I think, just as a fan of music and extreme music and deathcore, I think the one thing that we're seeing is that we've just been able to kind of carve this little kind of unique sound. And, somebody who produces our music as well, I'm pretty proud of it. But I think a lot of it comes down to luck, because we barely know what we're doing half the time.
Same here, man. Same here. That's like life, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. I'm almost 50. But we love Unique Leader Records. Most of the time when Zach and I come across a band and we see that they're on there, we know that we're going to like them. It's always quality bands. The videos are amazing. You can tell there's a lot of dedication.
Yeah. I was really happy recently when Nikki started sending over stuff from Unique Leader. I was like, hey. And then it was funny because she sent over the promo for Carolina Crowd Killer, and it was literally like that was like the week that we were in negotiations and stuff with Filth to play, and I was like, and I saw that in there. I was like, it features Dustin from Filth. I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? What are the odds, man? So I immediately I told her, I was like, let's get him on the show. And she said that you guys had another single coming out, so that we'd wait for that one, and then fucking here we are. But like,
it's a good label.
That was actually what drew me in and brought you guys to my attention, to be honest, man. And
perfect.
I went from there and started listening to some of your older stuff, and fuck, man, this shit's
so heavy.
Yeah.
It's so heavy.
The goal.
Yeah.
Nose torque, man. That's what I was playing earlier. I was blasting that in my truck on the way back from the store earlier, and these fucking older people were parked next to me, and they were just giving me these strangest looks, like they were scared, and then they were disgusted, and I just turned it up louder. I was like, yeah.
That's how it should be. That's what you want.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, a lot of that album was written, or that EP, I should say, Dereliction. That was written, we released Unhinged and then Nose Torque. Those were our first two singles that we ever released, and they were honestly just experiments. Henry and I, our guitarist, we were in a separate band together, and we just kind of wanted to do some different ideas and kind of go a heavier route, and we ended up putting the songs out. No one even knew who we were. We didn't show ourselves or our faces until Nose Torque. And yeah, things just popped up really quick for us. Within a year, we got signed. So that sound, that kind of rough around the edges sound, is definitely something that people, they like it. But I think the new album brings out just that extra little bit of production, that little bit of kind of more expensive sound. And I think it's going to ease some of those rough edges while still maintaining that dirty, disgusting heaviness that made that first EP so successful.
Yeah. Hell yeah, man. And Lip Split, the little intro at the beginning of it.
Yeah.
What was that fucking hot cross buns or some shit? Yeah. So we were kind of I don't know, kind of have this idea where, I don't know, I think I was watching a kids show commercial, came up on the TV and had some little thing going on. I was like, man, what was the first song that everyone learns when they start learning an instrument? Mm-hmm. And how weird would it be if we started a song with kazoo or some type of thing like that, and then Henry bought a kazoo and he bought a recorder, because everyone in music class, that was one of my fond memories of music, is learning how to play hot cross buns on a recorder. And so we tracked it up in my little studio room, and we didn't know what people were gonna think. The song doesn't take itself too seriously, and so that's why we wanted to start it with that. That way people really knew, hey, we're not we're not going too serious into this. But then obviously you have those slam vocals come in, the beat down, a little bit of gore grind type beats, and it's just a fun song all the way around. And it's definitely, we're looking forward to playing it live just to see how the crowd reacts, for sure. I think it worked out perfect. It gives it the dynamic, because it starts off with something like that, and then it just slams you in the head. It's boom.
Oh, yeah. I'm big on those types of things. Personally, the Dereliction album, a lot of our music, it's based on a lot of stop and starts, a lot of silence, and kind of building tension. So whenever you can kind of have a 0 mile per hour to 1,000 mile per hour in 1 second, it always works.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Hell yeah. So for people out there that want to know, can you give us a brief history of the band? How long have you guys been doing this? How did you get started exactly? And is there a story behind the band name?
Yeah, so like I mentioned, Henry and I, Henry's the onlooker, plays guitar, he's kind of the main composer. Him and I collaborate, I produce, mix, and master everything. So it was just kind of based as a kind of experiment that him and I put together. And we released our first single back in spring of 2023. And then things kind of took off pretty quick. We realized, hey, we got to put together a full band because, we have a lot of listeners already. We're selling merch like crazy. So we formulated our full band, brought Morgan, Mike, and Robin to kind of put together a group of guys that could actually bring this music that we created to life. And within a year, we got signed to Unique Leader. And then the rest is kind of history from there. We went on our first tour, and obviously coming up on our first LP release. When it came to the imagery of the band, Henry and I were both strange dudes in our brain, and we just wanted to, play with the line of horror, but also just like uncomfortable. A lot of people, horror is kind of brought up a lot when it comes to our band, but more so, we just like to lean into that like slight uncomfortable thinking, and ride the line of like, what is going on? I need to question what I'm seeing, what I'm hearing, and our music generally is built to kind of have people react to it in some way. Whether they're looking at you because you're driving next to them and it's playing too loud and they're freaked out, or whether they smile. That's kind of where our tagline, Make the World Smile, came from. Because when you can use something dark and get people to have like a positive reaction to it, it's quite powerful, but also it's really uncomfortable just to tell people to smile all the time.
It was definitely making me smile, man.
And good marketing,
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, for the most part, the band name, it's kind of influenced from, the main word larceny, and then I just kind of made a name out of it. But it's also a play on, I was watching, we're into horror obviously, but we were watching bird videos of like these eagles raising a bird, like an egg. It was a live stream I watched like every day during COVID, and the most
I watched that too.
The most horrendous thing is when you'd see these birds fly in to try to steal and take the egg from them. And so that's kind of where the kind of stolen egg type thing came from. Roe is more like fish eggs, but
I knew it.
Yeah, it's just a weird play on words, and it sounded cool, looks cool, and therefore we chose it.
I love that. I can't believe that you watched The Eagle Nest.
Yes, yeah.
I did too, like every day.
Yeah, it's awesome. She's really into birds and stuff, and so we used to watch that like every single day, and it's, I don't know, something about it. It's nice. The beautiful creatures, amazing to see. But somehow they ended up influencing me to name or come up with some strange name that is now becoming a somewhat popular band,
I love that so much. That might be one of my favorite name stories.
That is cool. that is a really cool story.
And I knew the roe was fish eggs. I knew it.
I'm gonna have to make a soundbite out of that.
I know, right?
Right. And we kind of use weird play on words all the time. Like our next release, our next single is called Eggy Mess. Yeah.
Eggy Mess. I like that.
What about the logo too, man? I gotta ask you about that, because that shit is insane, dude.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Henry was the one that kind of handled that. He had some guy that was making logos, and we went through a couple different options, but it looked cool. It looks like a deathcore logo, and we're like, hey, I can somewhat read the name in there if you look hard enough, and then we went with it. It wasn't really too much of a story with that one, other than I'm somebody where like it just has to look a certain way, otherwise I won't accept it, and it just had the right look.
Yeah.
So we may use it. We're looking at possibly changing our logos a little bit with the new release to more of like a cleaner look, but it'll always be around. We'll always keep that. That's going to be our OG logo no matter what. But I ended up working out pretty good.
Yeah, I love it. It reminds me of being from the South, I feel like it's like one of those old gnarly oak trees with Spanish moss and spider webs. That's what it makes me feel.
I could see that. I love going to Savannah, Georgia, and seeing those trees, the moss coming down, and
yeah,
big fan of that stuff. But yeah, I never thought of that. Now I'm gonna think of that.
Yeah, that's what I get when I look at it. Yeah, I love it.
It is cool, and I definitely I recognize it whenever I see it too. So it has.
I also see fishtails in it.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yep. That goes along with the roe thing.
There you go. Yeah,
I see.
Didn't know that, but we'll go with it.
I'm an artist, so I'll sit and stare at stuff like that and be like, "Well, it makes me feel this. Just ignore me."
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. I totally get that.
Plus the all-seeing eye right there in the center,
you gotta love that. There's one of them where it showed up on a different thing, and I could not tell that was an eye. Where is that one?
The blue.
That might be one. Yeah. At first, I was trying to I thought it was a creature, but whenever I see this one over here, I can clearly see it's an eye. It's beautiful.
The black and white one.
The black and white.
Gray.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, those are the standards for sure.
Beautiful artwork.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I wish I could take claim to it, but I was kind of off on it, other than saying yes, that's cool.
You're like, good job.
Yeah.
That's gonna make some cool fucking merch, man.
Oh yeah. We've been pretty happy with, we're super blessed with the fans that we have. They're also a little weird too. Just to put that out there.
That's all good.
Fans, but they're weird, so it all works well. We have our target audience, and we all feel one together. So, but they're super supportive. They buy all of our merch drops. They've seen, the amount of tattoos that people are getting now, of like the eye logo and stuff like that. It's just really crazy to me. Super cool.
That is really cool. We just pulled up your merch store, and the shirt you have here that says Roe Bro with all the cigarettes in the mouth.
Yeah, so that's from the lip split video. He actually had legitimately 2 packs of American Spirit Blues. That's one of the opening lines in that song. So 2 packs of American Spirit Blues and a fucking chainsaw, please. So we put the cigarettes on the front with Henry, and then the chainsaw on the back with the Larcenia Roe.
I love it.
I made that myself, so.
I love it.
That's badass, dude.
Yeah. Sitting here looking at some of these other ones. Y'all have really cool merch.
Yeah, we try to. We've worked with a couple people over the years, but we try not to, like, I don't know. I feel like every band, they have like the crazy deathcore art shirts, or it's like the full thing and it's something brutal. And for us, it's like we just want our merch to be slightly different. Right. I don't know. A lot of people's merch all looks the same. You can only get like an Indonesian artist to do your art so many times before it all just looks like every other band.
I can see that. Yeah. You kind of have like
they have a unique style
like
too.
A punk, like a little bit of a punk rock or industrial kind of reminds me.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Some 90s flavor.
Yep, I feel that.
Hell yeah, I like it.
I do too. I'd wear that.
Very cool.
You gonna get me one of those?
Maybe. We need to bring them down here to play so that we can.
Bring us down. We'll give you guys a bunch of merch.
Do you know what happens? Because I do the festival. The festival is my baby, but Zach is the face of the PR. And so he gets people sending him free shirts and shit all the time. And I'll go out there, like a little puppy when the mail comes. They'd be like, "We got merch." And I'm looking, and I'm like, "Did they send me a shirt?" And he's like, "Nope, sorry."
Oh my god!
Yeah, you ask. Look, there are a few. I think Web of Deceit always gives me a shirt. Who's the other one? Grave Next Door. They always send me a shirt. But I kid you not, this man, he gets so much merch.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it probably doesn't have anywhere to put it at this point, right? I know a lot of guys, they don't even wear the merch, they just have a collection of merch.
Well, it's funny. Our dryer went out back in December, and I was having to dry all of our clothes outside, like Laura Ingalls from Little House on the Prairie and shit. And so whenever I would do his laundry and it was hanging up outside, it was literally like 3 clotheslines of nothing but black band shirts.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy looking. Everybody was dying laughing. But no, we're going to make Zach buy me some merch off of your website and have it shipped here so I can have the joy of getting the mail.
Well, if we can do anything on our end to help out with that, just shoot me an email. You can hit up Nikki and we can connect some things. So we definitely want to make sure you guys both get a shirt.
Thank you. I appreciate being considered. And of course, we don't mind buying it. We love to support every band, and we know how important merch is to bands, and so no problem there. And
we always support it. Helps us fund things like making weird ass music videos and stuff. So we always appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to clarify on what you were saying a minute ago. Like you
do buy some, but I'm telling you, you get all kind of look.
I know, but
you get keychains and koozies and shirts.
But I tell everybody, I'm trying to buy shit, but they just send it to me anyway. It's not my fault. I try to, though. I'm always...
You can't say no.
I'm not, coming at you with blame. I'm just stating the fact. I'm like that little dog that goes to the door thinking that something good's coming for me. And it's like, that's okay, though.
Usually it's the opposite. Usually it's the wife that's always ordering Amazon packages or something. And
I know, right?
Don't even. Do you know what else always comes to our door? Guitars. Who do you think those are for?
Well, that's a pretty cool thing to have pop in.
Yeah.
Good mail day.
I do the Amazon thing, but it's usually for fest things.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm not going to lie. I do spend a lot.
We all do.
Festivals are expensive.
Yeah, my thing recently is I'll be made the mistake of downloading TikTok.
Oh, no.
And sitting on there, I'm like, why am I buying 3 pairs of pants right now off TikTok?
You got in the TikTok shop.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
Man, that'll suck your soul out.
Yeah, I got a bunch of things I never knew I would ever own. Like, I got one of those water flossers.
Like a water pick?
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell is this thing? And I bought it, and I use it every day.
I love them, yeah.
I didn't know I needed it.
No, TikTok's full of all kinds of things we don't know we need.
Yeah, we probably don't need them at all, but, it's definitely a really good way of making money.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, I know for certain that we had already discussed that we're going to try to get you guys down here next year, but if you guys get a chance to come anywhere close to us, I know you can't announce yet, but like Memphis, or if you're coming back to Nashville,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We would love to catch a show.
Definitely, and we're always looking. We kind of have a weird schedule because we all work. We all have mortgages, jobs, those things. So that stuff is changing for us pretty soon. But we're planning on, shows like that's not too far from us. We're just kind of right across the way east from you guys. So yeah, we're always looking to pick up weekend runs and stuff like that when we can. We like doing like little regional 4-day runs with a couple other regional bands, so things like that. So yeah, we definitely want to go back out that way. We're trying to hit the road a lot more within the next 24 months. So we got a lot planned out. So yeah, well, I'm sure we'll be swinging through your way pretty soon.
Well, that's super exciting. And
oh yeah,
there was something else I was going to say about Divisive, but I forgot. I had a brain fart. I'm sorry. I was going to say something about Divisive.
Well, we actually played our debut show. Then they were on that same show. So they were... Yeah, we have a special relationship with them. That's where I got to meet Columbus, actually. It was our debut show. It was a little over a year ago, which is pretty crazy to think about. It was like...
That is...
But yeah, things have been moving pretty quick.
Well, he's local to here. He's from Brownsville, I believe, which is like 30 minutes from here. So, we're friends with him, and he's just an all-around amazing person, but like so fucking talented. But I shit you not, like, we'll be talking on the phone, we'll be talking about the fest, he'd be like, oh, you like that band? I know them. You want me to reach out to so-and-so for you? I know them. Yeah. So, I have to give him big props for helping us this year, because we're a little bit older, we want to have a good balance of bands.
Now that you just said that on the air, all the booking agents...
They're going to be calling Columbus.
They're going to be calling him. They're going to be in his inbox.
It's one of the best skills to have in the music industry, for sure. And, he's always doing something. I pay attention to his socials all the time, and he's playing guitar with somebody,
man,
whoever. So I'm always impressed by him. But yeah, he's got a really good skill, and when I meet people like that, those types of things definitely stick in my head too, as somebody who's a growing professional in the space. So definitely knowing people is everything. So
it really is. We know a lot of people too, but
there's always more.
Yeah, we're older, and so and plus we do radio and promotion and PR and all of that. So a lot of our contacts aren't bands per se, even though our clients are. But like you talk about, your more influential contacts. A lot of our people are magazines and things like that.
Right.
They're not going to throw a band at us, for the festival. Columbus, he knows everybody.
Well, sometimes they do.
Yeah, sometimes they do.
Yeah,
the labels send us over a lot of bands.
Yeah.
They're very great with that, but yeah, our biggest trouble is always deciding. But I was really excited to see you guys on Michigan Metal Fest, so that's going to be pretty awesome. Yeah,
we're excited for this year. I'm excited to see, because I'm also I'm kind of split between Larcenia Roe and Synestia as well. So I'm balancing both bands, and so the next I'm going to be busy. So that's all I'm going to say.
But busy is good when you're a band, right?
Yeah.
That's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, I can't complain. I'm pretty blessed with my situation, but we're I'm going to work myself into the ground a little bit, but that's what I'm cut out for until I can't do it anymore. So
yeah, that's us too. Well, I guess we're about out of questions, but before we go, is there anything else that you want to announce to any of our listeners about anything? I know we've kind of touched on it, but if you want to do a synopsis, a summary.
Yeah. So, again, Larcenia Roe, you can check us out on Instagram. It's probably like our most common, you can stay updated the best on there. It's at Larcenia Roe _. You can also follow us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all places, Spotify, Apple Music. Our debut album, Extraction, comes out May 16th through Unique Leader Records. 10 songs. We've got features from Filth, Vulvodynia, Alex Kohler. Very, very excited for that feature. And yeah, we're super, super excited. We have our debut, the album debut performance May 16th as well in Greensboro, North Carolina. You can visit our social to buy tickets. Very, very excited for what the year has to come, and thank you for having me on.
Hell yeah.
It was great to have you. Before you go, could we get you to make us a station tag?
Sure thing.
Hell yeah.
Whenever you're ready, say something like, "This is Larcenia Roe, and you are listening to Metal Devastation Radio."
Gotcha. All right. This is Ryan from Larcenia Roe, and you're listening to Metal Devastation Radio.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much, Ryan. It was awesome to talk to you.
It's a pleasure meeting both you guys, and hopefully we can connect again soon. And,
absolutely.
Reach out anytime you guys need anything.
Thank you so much. We appreciate that. You have a great weekend.
Awesome. You take care.
Thanks.
We'll talk to you later, dude.
Bye.
Bye.
There you have it, folks. Larcenia Roe live on the Zach Moonshine Show with Metal Devastation motherfucking Radio. like I said earlier, put your speakers in your fucking windows, put them in your front lawns, put them in your neighbor's driveway. Do whatever you got to do, man. If you got speaker cables long enough, carry your speakers outside into your yard. Go over to your neighbor's house. Fucking bust down their door, put your speaker in their living room, and crank it all the fucking way up.
One of these days, U-Haul is going to endorse us.
If you don't see U-Haul trucks tomorrow, or police fucking, if police cars come, you didn't hear this shit from me. I didn't tell you to do anything. It's not my fault. You shouldn't listen to some dude on the radio. But I'm just saying, if you don't see U-Haul trucks everywhere tomorrow, what the fuck are you doing, man?
Hold on, don't hit the button yet. I have to just say that funny thing is because, like, we got hit by all those tornadoes last week, and all the damage photos were going around. There was this one that was like total devastation in the picture, and in the very back of it, Zach's like, "There's a U-Haul truck."
Yeah,
you guys.
Job well done.
But not really. Our thoughts and feelings out to everyone who went through that. But Zach's got an eye for that. He's got a thing for U-Hauls.
You gotta have some laughs. You gotta be able to make some funnies about something. Like, no, that was horrific and that was horrible. But
that U-Haul survived, though, didn't it?
But that U-Haul, yes, like that song, "A Country Boy." A U-Haul truck will survive.
Oh my God, you guys, what the fuck?
U-Haul trucks survive.
What the fuck?
We need to cover that shit.
Hey.
But anyway,
we've got more.
Let's get on with this fucking shit, man. Like I said, if you don't see U-Haul trucks everywhere tomorrow, what the fuck is wrong with you? Here's some more brand spanking new Larcenia Roe.
Lip Split.
This is Lip Split. And then after that, I got Carolina Crowd Killer coming up with Dustin from Filth in it as well. So check this shit out. Crank it up, man. You're going to love it.